Thank you, Jane. Welcome to BBC London. Coming up tonight, the Metropolitan Police says it's stepping up its efforts to seize more e-bikes that have been illegally enhanced to improve their performance. The modifications can mean some bikes can reach speeds of around 50 kilometres per hour.
If you're going to get on one of these bikes, you need to ensure that you're not effectively riding a motorcycle. And if you're riding a motorcycle, then it needs to be taxed, it needs to be insured, you need to have a licence, and you need to be wearing the right mandatory safety gear.
Also on the programme.
Drought, another day with temperatures in the 30s, another amber heat health warning. We'll be looking at the impact on London and the home counties.
Plus, driving out the unauthorised car meets, bringing noise and disruption to residents in 2 London boroughs. And
The A350 900. Come on, lad. There we go.
we're at Heathrow with a hobby that's really taken off thanks to live streaming and social media. Hello and good evening to you. We start tonight with a clampdown on illegal electric bikes. The Met Police says it's stepping up its efforts to seize more e-bikes that have been illegally enhanced to improve their performance. The modifications can mean some bikes can reach speeds of around 50 kilometres per hour and should be classed as motorbikes and have insurance and MOTs. Our transport correspondent Tom Edwards has our top story.
Stop!
At Tottenham Court Road, a crackdown on illegal electric bikes.
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm you professionally. You do
It
not.
takes just seconds to start pulling in riders using illegal machines. This rolling road machine tests the bike. Some can go 50 kilometres an hour.
Feet on it, feet on each side.
That means they're classed as a motorbike and should have insurance and an MOT.
So, in pressing the button straight away, within a couple of seconds, this goes up to 39 kilometres an hour.
That's clearly a motorbike then, really?
Yeah. At that point in time, it becomes, what's the difference between that and an electric motorbike? There simply isn't one.
And many of the bikes don't look roadworthy.
Electric motors are allowed on bikes up to 15.5 miles an hour, but they have to be pedal assisted. Most of the bikes being seized here are really electric motorbikes.
The bikes are confiscated, and if the owner doesn't prove they have insurance, they will be crushed. They could also get points on their licence and a fine. Many riders are frustrated and seem unaware of the law.
Is this going to be a problem for you, not having a bike?
No, because I don't have now working and I don't have any bikes. This is my first bike and last bike. I don't know how to take a second bike. So
What are you going to do?
I don't know what can I do now. I don't know because what can I do?
Although there's no suggestion these riders are involved, illegal e-bikes are also used to snatch mobile phones and deal drugs. This year the Met has seized nearly 2,000 dangerous bikes.
This is not to criminalise law-abiding, innocent members of the public that are trying to get about their business and travel across the city. But we know for a fact that there are e-bikes and e-scooters used in crime, and that they are deliberately being used in an antisocial way, and that is what this operation is principally focused on. So if you're going to get on one of these bikes, you need to ensure that you're not effectively riding a motorcycle. And if you're riding a motorcycle, then it needs to be taxed, it needs to be insured, you need to have a licence, and you need to be wearing the right mandatory safety gear. If you're not, then you run the risk of getting points on your licence, your vehicle seized and crushed.
The Met says if your electric bike is illegal and breaks the regulations, if they catch you, they will take action. Tom Edwards, BBC London.
It's good to have you with us this Monday evening. Coming up later.
All of the sculptures in this London garden have been made by female artists. But the future of this unique space is now in doubt. I'll have all the details.
Now, as we've been hearing, there's been an amber heat health alert in and around London today, which will be in place until Wednesday morning. That means there's likely to be a significant impact on health and social care services due to the high temperatures. Also, the long period of dry and hot weather has seen an increase in the number of fire brigade call-outs to grass fires. To get more, we can cross over to Wendy, who's in South East London for us tonight. Wendy, with a great backdrop there.
Fantastic view of the city, isn't it? Yes, of Canary Wharf behind me. I'm up to my knees in tinder dry yellowed grass, and that seems to be the case across most of the sort of open spaces across London. It was 32 degrees again in London today, and as you say, there is another amber heat health alert in place until Wednesday morning. Now, we have spotted at least one place where the heat is affecting the transport system. South Western Railways has changed some of its routes into Waterloo, so it's worth checking if you are making a journey today or tomorrow. And today, various bodies that manage our green spaces have joined forces to make an appeal to us to stay safe if we're around bodies of water, but also to prevent wildfires, because as you say, London Fire Brigade has been extremely busy over the last few weeks. There was a grass fire today at North Ockendon in Havering, which was put out very quickly, but a larger one in Waltham Cross yesterday, which disrupted transport in the area. There's lots of advice on their website about what to do if you see a grass fire, and interestingly, they've suggested that we download to our phones the free app What 3 Words, because that can pinpoint the exact location of where the fire is and they can get to it much quicker. Of course, though, prevention is far better than the cure. Today, my colleague Fiona Irving has been taking a look at the impact of this weather across Surrey.
Across the southeast, the water levels in our wetland habitats are dropping. From the air, you can see the change in just a few weeks. In Surrey, where much of the county is now in drought, fish die in mud in what were ponds on Horsell Common. Parts of the River Mole have dried up, now running underground in the chalk aquifers. Only 0.7 millimetres of rain fell in the whole of the southeast last month. Farmer Robert Barr has recorded rainfall data for decades.
Has this month been extraordinary?
Yes, I've never ever had a month with zero rain until this last month, July.
Never in 50 years?
Never in 50 years. It's come close, but never zero.
You don't have to go far to see the impact of very little rain on our countryside. Across the southeast, it's a similar picture. And with these tinder dry landscapes comes the risk of wildfires.
Firefighters have been battling multiple wildfires over the past 4 weeks. Surrey and West Sussex firefighters tackled this grass fire yesterday.
Licking this bit here, if the wind changes, let it go.
1.5 hectares in Liphook went up. It was thought to have started with a spark from a mower.
This would have happened in tens of seconds, maybe a minute. We would have got this far, especially with the grass, because the grass is all quite dry, as you can see. It's quite long as well. It's just another example of what we're finding every afternoon. So that the key message is be really careful. No campfires, please. Please don't have bonfires. Barbecues, if you're going out to have a barbecue, take a picnic instead. We'd rather you take a picnic.
And as the southeast bakes again, the risks to our countryside and its wildlife continues. Fiona Irving, BBC London.
Some important information there from the Fire Brigade. A roundup now of some of the day's other news. A former X Factor contestant has pleaded not guilty to murdering a fellow social media influencer at the Old Bailey. Gabrielle Carrington is accused of deliberately running over Klaudia Zakarzewska in a car following a fight outside a Soho nightclub in April. She'd been originally charged with attempted murder, but that was changed after Ms. Zakarzewska died from her injuries 6 days later. At least 5 survivors of sexual abuse by the former Harrods owner Mohammed Al Fayed have been formally recognised by the Home Office as victims of modern slavery. Their experiences include trafficking in the UK and internationally. The Met says it's continuing to look into the allegations made by more than 150 people. Suzanne Lawrence was just 14 when she went missing in 1979 after leaving with her sister to go and stay with friends in Dagenham. Now, as police release an image of what she might look like today, her sister, who was the last member of the family to see her, is appealing for anyone with any information to come forward. The universities of Greenwich and Kent have officially merged ahead of the new academic year in September, creating what's being called the UK's first super university. Spread across 4 campuses, it'll now be known as London and South East University Group. Next, noisy, disruptive and a danger to residents and other motorists. That's how 2 central London boroughs have described late-night car meets and have now secured a High Court injunction against such car meetups. Let's get more from Victoria, who's in Kensington for us this evening. Hi there.
Riz, when you think of this area, you probably think of the parks, you think of the posh shops, you think of the museums. What you don't probably think of is car meetups. That is fairly antisocial behaviour. What does that look like? Well, it's cars often going very fast indeed down roads like Exhibition Road, racing each other, revving their engines, performing stunts. And Exhibition Road, as I say, where I am, is particularly badly affected, we're told. So Kensington and Chelsea Council and neighbouring Westminster Council have got together to introduce this injunction. That prohibits dangerous driving, causing obstruction, but interestingly, it also covers attending these meetups, and that could involve just simply 2 vehicles. And it also bans the promoting of such events. So that could be on social media, which is where often these things happen.
And Vic, how big an area does this cover?
Yeah, it is actually quite a significant area. I mean, we know we've done pieces on this in the past on BBC London. It's other areas of London as well, but specifically this is across 2 boroughs. But the timing's interesting as well. It's from 6 in the evening until 7 in the morning, and it prohibits 2 or more vehicles gathering within the boundaries of several wards. So Hyde Park, St James's, the West End, Knightsbridge, City of Westminster, Brompton and Handstown ward. Now, if you are caught now, and there are notices about this injunction on the lampposts behind me, if you are caught, actually the penalties are fairly severe. You can now be arrested, you can be fined significant amounts, and you can also be jailed. So the message is just don't come to Exhibition Road and areas like it to go fast, to be antisocial and to rev your engine very, very loudly.
OK, Vic, many thanks for that update from Kensington. Now, with schools out for summer, extra money is being spent on violence prevention programmes for young Londoners, with football club charities also playing a role in trying to reach those most at risk. Aisha Baksh has more on this.
Godwin Lawson was an aspiring footballer from Enfield who played at academy level. He was stabbed to death back in 2010 when he intervened in a knife attack on a friend not far from his home.
As a young person, a teenager growing up, football was a very important part of Godwin's life. The whole discipline really helped him.
Now every summer a football tournament is organised in his honour, with the charity set up by Godwin's mum and Tottenham Hotspur Community Foundation.
A lot of kids want to either play football or not, so it's just a case how we can encourage them to come into a space where they know that it's safe to do so.
Around 150 young footballers from across the country play matches and take part in workshops about staying safe during the summer. Deron Jaden once played in the tournament as a teenager and now volunteers with the Godwin Lawson Foundation. He knows only too well the importance of keeping young people active during the summer months.
When everyone's outside, loitering also increases. A lot of people have bad intentions, a lot of people have bad intent. You never know what someone could be doing behind you, walking behind you, or even taking the bus with you. So that's why I feel like things like the activities and communities such like this are important, especially for in London.
The work here and other projects helping young people this summer has now been given a boost with extra funding from City Hall and the Premier League Community Programme.
One of the absolutely key things for us is to make sure there are things for young people to do, places to go, safe places for them to go, where they can make connections with trusted adults, youth workers, and they can have fun with other young people.
It's amazing to see so many young people from all walks of life coming together to play football in Godwin's memory. Not just that, I think today is more than just kicking a ball or cheering to a football game. I think there's a deeper meaning to today, the reflection of how they can keep safe, how violence have no space in our society.
As the summer continues, organisers here hope through the power of sport and community, more young Londoners can keep active and stay safe. Aisha Baksh, BBC London.
Still to come before 7.
The A350 900. Come on, lad.
How social media and live streaming has revolutionised the hobby of plane spotting. It's been 4 years in the making and disruption for motorists along the way. But can those driving to a summer getaway here at home finally reap the rewards of the massive improvement works on the M25 in Surrey? It's around the busiest junction on the motorway where 300,000 vehicles pass every day. Matt Graveling has more.
After 4 years and more than £300 million, the M25's busiest junction is to be put through its paces. At ground level, it's talk of a job well done as key partners come together. But as summer starts, what can holidaymakers expect from the changes?
They should feel as if they've got greater certainty over their journey times. Clearly there's been improvements here in terms of the reliability of the junction. It's very well signed. Everyone knows very well which route they need to take to get to and from the airport.
The AA estimates that this week 6.3 million UK drivers will travel more than 100 miles. But of course, it's not just holidaymakers hoping to benefit. Ben Garrett's role involves the movement of goods by rail, sea, air and of course road.
The more efficient it is, the less is needed in terms of assets, people, costs to deliver the goods we all need every day for our everyday lives.
This is the busiest junction on the M25, with more than 300,000 vehicles passing through every single day. People will remember the works because it saw both sides of the M25 closed over 5 different weekends. The works were to improve journey times and safety. So what do people think?
We've been driving through this junction for 40 years. I think it was needed a lot, yes. There were hold-ups quite frequently, and there weren't enough lanes on the road either. So it was required.
Works included widening the A3 and improving the junction's roundabout, not just for improving journey times, but safety. This stretch has had the second worst collision rate on the M25, 2 crashes every 3 days. Are you concerned about the rest of the M25? I asked because myself and my cameraman both got stuck in traffic from different directions getting here.
The M25 is a complex piece of road. It connects at its centre London, and it connects with all the major motorways. When it works, it is absolutely brilliant, and unfortunately you do see congestion on a moderately regular basis at different parts of it, and that's just something we have to contend with.
Is it working enough of the time?
Yes, it is.
And travellers will hope it continues to work well as they prepare their getaway this summer. Matt Graveling, BBC London.
Matt asking the pertinent questions there. Now, we often hear about hidden gems in our capital city. One of them is the Artists' Garden in central London, where all of the sculptures are designed by women. But now the works in this unique space may have to move. Layla Hayes has been to investigate.
Nestled on the roof of Temple Station, this is the Artists' Garden, London's only public sculpture space dedicated to the work of female artists.
It's wonderful, like to have it in the heart of the city, surrounded by buildings and river and things, but just to have this kind of immersive art space, it's just, yeah, it's great.
It's dedicated to women artists. I'm sure they are. It is harder for women in art as it is in all aspects of life, so why not?
It's a nice, peaceful place to come, just in the middle of the city. It's so bustling and it's just beautiful. There's loads of seating. It's just gorgeous.
Now this is called the Bench Kiss, And as with all the sculptures here, you can sit with it, touch it and interact. And that is what makes this place so popular.
We welcome over 100,000 visitors here each year completely for free.
The garden has been here for 5 years, but the charity that runs it has now been told they need to move.
We were told that Places for London, which is Transport for London's commercial property arm, would like us to vacate the site entirely by the 1st of October. They've cited the need to carry out essential safety repairs. But once a project like this is gone, it's gone for good and it's not coming back.
Places for London say the space is legally protected and will always remain publicly accessible. But many of the artists working here are now concerned.
I was the first ever artist to exhibit here, and it was a takeover of the whole roof terrace with like a tiled mosaic, very colourful, Technicolor. For me, it was about a return to public space post-lockdown. I think it's just really important to have places that are open access, that anyone can come to, that you don't have to pay to, that you don't have to book for. And I think it's really important that we keep these types of spaces.
Lisa Vandy has had 2 sculptures here.
My lovely sculpture, Superhero Cogwoman, who is a celebration of women in industry, sat in the corner there, overlooking Waterloo Bridge. I don't remember in my childhood ever seeing someone like me or their work, so it's visibility, its cultural importance, its educational importance. This really has to stay here.
Places for London say they're now trying to find alternative locations for the garden, but those who created it say they don't want to move. Layla Hayes, BBC London.
OK, question for you. How would you feel about a robot parking your car at an airport? Because from today, they'll be parking some cars at Gatwick. It's said to be the first service of its kind at any UK airport. Drivers can leave their vehicle in a drop-off bay before the automated parking system moves in and transports the car to a designated space. I'll let you make up your own mind. But talking of airports, plane spotting is a hobby that's got more popular due to social media, as anyone with a smartphone or camera can live stream. Perhaps not surprising then that the UK's busiest airport, Heathrow, has become the place for all kinds of enthusiasts to gather. What's the appeal? Well, Paul Murphy has been finding out.
Every few minutes, another arrival. The roar of the engines, the hush of the landing, and for plane spotters, it's the perfect day out. Heathrow is Europe's busiest airport, with aircraft arriving and departing almost constantly. That makes it one of the world's most popular destinations for plane spotters. Gloria Amponsam is a plane spotter, a painter, and the founder of the Plane Spotting Club, a women's-only group for aviation enthusiasts. She's come to a nearby hotel balcony to capture an Emirates Airbus A380 on canvas.
I've been a painter longer than I've been a plane spotter, and I just got to a point where I had a passion for both of them that was equally as intense, and I just thought, why don't I combine those two passions? I think the buzz around seeing planes coming in or taking off, they're just so much bigger than us. They are massive, and I think sometimes we take that for granted, and I guess that's what plane spotting is about.
Now, you could be forgiven for thinking plane spotting is quite a recent special interest, but it's rooted in a very important job. During World War II, the Royal Observation Corps encouraged people to document warplanes from observation posts to try and prevent sneak attacks from enemy planes. Nowadays, plane spotting attracts people from far and wide. 16-year-old Casper and his father Jarno, both from Belgium, have come to Heathrow.
There are a lot of big airplanes like the A380 and A350s. We don't have that in Belgium, or no, not very much. Yeah, just wow. It always amazes me how airplanes can stay in the air.
He's been obsessed with planes since he was, I don't know, 9 or 10. And ever since we're dragging him along, and he's dragging us along to all the air shows and the airports around the world, basically. So that's fun. It's a discovery for myself, basically.
And the rise in social media and live streaming is opening the doors to a wider and younger audience.
350, 900. Come on, lad.
Mackenzie Linden films and offers commentary for landings for viewers of his YouTube channel, Linden TV.
I've been interested in aviation since I was about 7 years old. My dad worked for BA for about 30 years. I was working for them myself for a short period. So I then decided, you know what, let's keep my passion going, join YouTube, started off with a really small number of subscribers, but the amount of interaction, the amount of people that would give the vibe and would constantly ask for more stuff from the airport, we thought, you know what, we'll keep coming back here.
Whether it's the sound, the engineering or the thrill of seeing aircraft from every corner of the world, for Heathrow's plane spotters, the next arrival is always worth waiting for and only a few minutes away. Paul Murphy, BBC London.
Well, whatever you're up to this week, here's Kay Forster with the weather.
Good evening. Well, it was a little fresher over the weekend, but the temperatures have been soaring yet again today. We've been back up into the 30s and little in the way of cloud as well. We had a few contrails just crisscrossing across the sky, giving some nice pretty patterns at least, but not much shelter from the clouds today. A giant toadstool will do it though. This one provided a little bit of relief from that heat and sun in Kew Gardens earlier on today. Now, we have got a few subtle changes to come over the next couple of days or so. We've got low pressure trying to sneak its way in. It is going to provide a few weather fronts, but as is the way in the southeast, it looks as though most of it will fizzle out by the time it reaches us. But behind all of this, we will see things turning a little fresher later on this week. Now, for the time being, it is mostly dry. There's a small chance of a shower across the east later tonight, but otherwise we're dry. We've got those clear skies yet again. The winds are fairly light. And yes, again, it is pretty muggy. You're going to see temperatures in the city centre no lower than around 19 degrees. Now, tomorrow morning, yes, it's warm. It's quite humid first thing in the morning. Bit of sunshine around, clear blue skies again to start the day, but a bit of a change. The winds swing round to a southwesterly direction. We will see a bit more cloud pushing its way in as one of those weather fronts starts to approach. Maybe a couple of showers across the north and the west, but otherwise it's dry, particularly across the south and the east. More sunshine and those temperatures again up into the high 20s. Not as hot as today, but still 28 to 29 degrees. Now that weather front pushes through, not producing too much rain. And then we've got another one starting to sweep its way in on Wednesday. But yet again, it is a pretty weak affair. But it is behind this one that we will start to pull in that much cooler air. So here's Wednesday then, a band of showers starting to push through. They won't last very long at all, pushing through fairly quickly on Wednesday morning. Then behind that, it's dry yet again. The breeze picks up, so it's going to be fairly breezy on Wednesday and feeling a bit fresher as well. 24 to 25 degrees is our maximum temperature. Now, after that, it looks as though it's staying generally dry for the rest of the week, so not much significant rainfall on the cards, and those temperatures staying up into the mid to low 20s.
That's it on a hot day in and around the capital. On our website, check out Inside London's Hidden Urban Farm and a new Latino film festival coming to London. From all the team here, thanks for watching and enjoy your evening.